Helping Local Poverty is a grassroots nonprofit startup organization. Basically, we've been around for about 6, 7, 8 months, and we're really focused on the orphan crisis. Specifically for us, we want to rescue homeless orphans and then support them as the locals do the development work. So we're specifically working in Zimbabwe right now. Maybe you've noticed Zimbabwe in the news as of late. It was a country on the verge of basically going into civil war. But late in the last 20 years, there's about 1.5 million orphans in Zimbabwe, mostly due to the AIDS crisis. So we were there last year, and we were walking and touring the country, and we were meeting these kids who live in fields and live in parks, and they live out in the bush. And you're meeting a 10-year-old girl who's caring for her 3 or 4-year-old brother. So we do a couple things. We build orphanages, and we do a monthly sponsorship, and that's one of the ways that we make an impact with the orphan crisis. And then we focus on the local leaders doing some development work long term through other organizations such as farming and microloans and educational issues and whatnot. So right now we have 100 orphans we support, and it's really exciting to see them have different clothes, have good. For us, we just thought, something is wrong when kids don't have proper food, clothing, and education. So we're just excited to kind of tackle this issue. We don't know how to solve it completely, but we do know if we pursue it, and especially with what we would call gospel justice, we can make a significant impact in Zimbabwe. Basically, you go to helpinlocalpoverty.com. So helpinlocalpoverty.com, and basically that website will send you to 2 other websites. One's called the Campaign to End Poverty, and another one's called Help One Now. We thought, how do we get people involved on a grassroots level? And what we decided to do was this thing called the Campaign to End Poverty, where we ask people to sell items they no longer need, want, or desire, or maybe they're willing to sacrifice. You can sell that on eBay or on Craigslist, and you can donate whatever you have around your house to help end poverty in Zimbabwe. And so if you look around your house right now, or when you go home later today, look at all the items that have value, and yet they're doing nothing. That third iPod that you bought 2 years ago, it's now outdated. That's $100 that could feed 20 kids for 4, 5, 6 weeks in Africa. So your items actually have value, and those items can be used for the kingdom and to feed kids across the globe. The second thing we do is we ask churches, small groups, businesses, individuals to throw a garage sale party. It's really a simple concept. The creativity isn't really high, but if you think about it, a small church in Pennsylvania 3 weeks ago did a one-day garage sale and raised $4,000 to help build an orphanage in Zimbabwe. $4,000. It only costs $25,000 to build an orphanage, which will actually house 100 orphans in Zimbabwe. So that small church spent one day, and they raised 10% of those funds. And what was amazing for the church is actually the local community. They were able to. They were excited also because they had no clue they were involved in this global issue. So it was kind of a blessing for all parties involved. So you can go to campaigntoendpoverty.com and check that out. It's also a .org site. And then we do the Help One Now. So basically what we do is we rescue an orphan and we house them, but it doesn't do any good if they don't have any leverage. So what we do is a monthly sponsorship. We have actually 2 sides of that. There's a student sponsorship for $10 for those of you in high school and college, and maybe you can't afford $35 a month, but you're willing to sacrifice 1 or 2 mochas a month, and you can send that, and that will actually feed kids. And we also do kind of a traditional supported kid, which is $35 a month, and that basically will feed, clothe, and house and get a kid educated over the long term. What's really important though is that we journey together with this community. So it's not just an abstract kid in Africa, but this kid and this community become our friends as we journey together. I want to thank you guys for watching this quick film. One, if you could just pray for us, we would enjoy that. We would appreciate it. 2, you can also just think there's 150 million orphans in the world now. And you know what? You and I have the ability to really make an impact. So go to the website, think about how your local community can make an impact, and thank you for your time. Have a good day.